Kyle Preston. And it's great that you brought this guy up because he needs more of a discussion from all three of us. Because we know that Roygard is the number one, and this, whatever it is he's got,
he's in cotton wool,
calf strain, whatever it is he's got. Okay, I hope that we see him for 15 minutes against the Bulls. If not, it doesn't matter as long as he's ready to go. Because I believe both him and Adi are in a situation where they'll know how to prepare for a test match. I don't have any problem with that. But Kyle Preston, and the thing that everyone's been saying all year is this guy can kick off both feet. Well, we've just never seen it during Super Rugby because Noah Hotham had it. Here's a guy that gets an opportunity, and you would think that he'd be pumped full of adrenaline, probably trying too much, probably trying to impress too much. But I thought he was calm. I thought he was composed. I thought he made the right decisions. And he puts a lot of pressure now on Cortez, doesn't he?
Absolutely. When Kyle Preston's playing, you're not quite sure if Cortez Ratima's out there. He doesn't really have a stamp on the game. He doesn't do things that you're like, oh man, he does that better than other people, whereas Preston does. I think his support lines are really good too. He finished off a sensational try in that second half. He's 26, he's older, he's been through some stuff in his life. What a roofer from Wellington who just thought that was going to be his role in life and then became a professional rugby player, won the title with Wellington NPC, went down to the Crusaders, got a chance there, then got into the All Blacks, and for me is a better option than Cortez Ratima. It provides more. If let's just say Roygard gets injured in the first minute, that calf pings, and we've got someone who's got to play 79 minutes. I would trust Kyle Preston with his left and right boot and with his support play and just his general work around the ruck more than Cortez Ratima, who just seems to be like go to one ruck pass, and doesn't have many dimensions to his game.
Well, we've only got 3 over there, and don't talk to me about Leroy Carter playing a test match at number 9 because that's just silly. It's just silly talk. Maybe if at the end of a tour and we're not allowed to bring any other reserve replacements. But I did ask you also about Richie Mo'unga, and this question, even if he was there in time, and we don't know if he's going, no word yet on whether he's okay, would you still start Ruben Love in the first test given what you saw today, Mark?
Look, absolutely. Ruben Love's locked in. I mean, he's our 10. He's our future at the moment. I mean, Richie Mo'unga, he's a great player. But, boy, could you imagine, you talk about trying to build a team culture, you talk about what they've tried to do, you'd undo it real quick if you just threw Richie Mo'unga in at 10 and suddenly Ruben Love was on the outer. I don't think that would send the right message to the team. I mean, I thought when Damien left, I thought Richie Mo'unga would be in an Uber to Christchurch Airport, first class, already on the plane. I'd still have him over there. I still would have him as backup. I'd have him ready to go. Because if you do lose Damien or Ruben, we are literally down to one. You can't stoke Beauden Barrett. The only opportunity Barrett might have is to start at fullback if something was to go terribly wrong. But I think we're actually down to 2 quality 10s at the moment, not 3, because I don't have a lot of faith in Barrett at all. I thought he was awful the other day. He just looks like a player from yesteryear. So
he was a mixed bag. He wasn't awful.
Over there, but he was awful. He was awful.
He provided some of those, like that chip over the top that was almost a try, and just
did make a really good break in the first half.
Yeah, he shows, but he's like a roller
the
coaster.
All Black 10, mate. You've got to be better than that, mate.
Yeah, I know, absolutely.
He's not starting him in a test match.
We know that. Okay, he's not starting.
And the distance is getting further and further apart, isn't it, between him and D-Mac and Love?
Yeah,
like Beauden's falling forward.
Mo'unga should be there.
Yeah, and end of year tour, I don't think Beauden Barrett's going to be there, is he? How many players are they taking on the end of year tour?
This is
34, and now Richie Mo'unga's back.
The World Cup looks like a reach now, doesn't it?
End of year tour.
Especially you've got Josh Jacob there as well. You've got Josh Jacob who's obviously developing. Yeah. Loose forwards though. Okay. Are we all absolutely locked in here? And we're going to have a great week ahead of us after the Bulls game, aren't we? Working out who the All Black team is going to be. Tupou, Vai, Adi and Jacobson are the starters. Are we all agreed on that?
Yep.
Because then it just comes down to who's coming off the bench and whether or not I think Blackadder is the obvious option to replace Jacobson, which is why I'm going for a 6-2 split. And then you're talking about either Satiti or Lakai / as the replacement for Adi. And then, one of those could play 6 and Tupou goes into lock if that's the case. Are you thinking this, Mark? Are we all on the same page?
Yeah, like I say, it's just that ability to turn ball over at the breakdown and at the tackle area. And I know that that's Artie's area, and we've got to see how well he plays. I mean, he needs to come and hit the ground running, but I'm liking Wallace Atiti. It's hard not to... you've only got to go back a couple of years and realise just how brutal and dynamic he was in South Africa. For me, I'd start Jacobson maybe for 50, 55 minutes, and then I'd just bring a Wallace Atiti or a Peter Lakai on, to be perfectly honest. I just love that explosiveness, but maybe we just need a little bit more composure early on. He's suddenly gone from the outhouse to the penthouse, hasn't he, Luke Jacobson, in terms of being a fringe player to suddenly captaining an All Black team and pretty much being the teacher's pet. Look, he's playing well. Is he McCaw? Is he Michael Jones? Absolutely not. But then, as they've said, the role of the loose forwards has changed. It's just a number on the back. But yeah, I'm still not 100% convinced on Luke Jacobson, but he will start.
Lakai and Satiti on the bench, for me, that's impact. Like, Peter Lakai is our best offensive player in the loose forwards we've got in this country. He missed a couple of tackles against the Stormers, led in one try, which is a bit of a concern. So I think defence he needs to work on. But if you're going to be an impact player off the bench, I think Lakai goes in ahead of Blackadder and then Satiti just for that X factor as well. And I think Anton Segner played really well at short notice against the Stormers. So I'd have him ahead of Blackadder at this stage as well. But those are 4 loose forwards that can't make the starting team that are all in pretty good form and could all come off the bench and do a job for us. I still want to see 3 backs on the bench. I'm not going 6-2 with you, Marty. I think when you've got Holland and you've got Va'i in the starting team along with one of the others, you've got enough locks. You don't need another one on the bench. So then just 2 loose forwards, and I want to see more X factor on my bench, like a Narawa, like a Rico, like a ALB. They can all come off the bench and win us a game in the last 20 minutes. I don't think we're going to win the game with an extra lock on the bench. That's more of a defensive, they're going to come at us and hurt us. We better make sure we've got some fit bodies to come on. I want to go all in on this optimistic attacking style and have more backs on the bench.
Tava Nawai then. Okay, he comes on, he does a turnover, he scores a try. He's an enigma of a player, isn't he, Mark? Is he the kind of All Black that might be his ceiling, or do you see him wriggling his way into Test contention?
I can't see him wriggling his way into Test contention unless there's some serious injury going on. I think Anton Leonard-Brown, in terms of just his experience, will always fill in at second 5 or centre. Obviously, Rico has played there at centre. He's a different type of player. And I know Justin Marshall was a big fan of this. He says, look, you've got to sometimes bring something different like that. You know, the South Africans in international rugby will be so used to having a look at a Beauden Barrett. They know what's coming. Or a Tavu Nawai, a very different body type, a very different type of player. So if you're going to use him, you'd bring him off the bench. But look, I think he is probably not really in the frame at the moment. I think Hooker's probably the other point. Does a Safara Mua start? Does Cody Taylor, where's his injury at? Because you'd have to be, it's hard to leave a Safara Mua out of the starting lineup at the moment. I'd actually start him. I love what he does. His post-contact meters are better than anybody's. And he brings that physicality. And I mean, we're running out of time, aren't we, with Cody Taylor? We cannot go into a test match with Cody Taylor not having played any rugby since Ireland, and also Artie Severe. I just think, you've got to go and match fit, guys.
They're test centurions. They're fine. And Safara Mua, it's a set-piece stuff, isn't it? Like,
he missed a throw today.
He missed a throw for the line out. And and one moment like that can turn a game at test level.
Well, these are the fixables, John. These are the things that I think that this is what these games are for. They're for ironing out all of these things. If we start a test against South Africa and we concede a penalty at the breakdown, we lift a leg, we miss a line-out throw, man, we're in trouble. We could be 9 points down or 12 points down after 15 minutes, and then we're scoreboard pressuring, trying to do things that, to try and get back into the game. These are the things that, if, as I said, you eliminate those 4 or 5 little things, then all of a sudden it changes the way that we play and the mentality that we play and all of the ball that we can use.
And Dave Rennie knows that.
Well, of course he knows.
You heard him today, straight after the game, was like, hey, what a second half. How good were the boys? Like, yeah, but the start of the game. Like, it was good to hear that from him. It's just like, it's not good enough. Again, the discipline, you get on the back foot, and if you're behind on the scoreboard at Alice Park in the Cauldron, man, it's a tough road to come back.
Argentinians started so well against South Africa. I agree with you, Mark, that, look, they're not this, scary big beast that can't be beaten. It's not Jack and the Beanstalk kind of stuff. But at the same time, don't underestimate how tough they were in that test in Argentina. They defended really well, man. Argentina scored 1 try, and I don't know how many times they got on their 10-metre line after that, but stuff all. And the box defended that last stanza after 79 minutes. Yeah. Really impressive. And that's what got me. That to me was a World Cup quarterfinal kind of test match. It didn't matter that you didn't wipe the opposition off the table. You got enough points, you won the game, and you won it comfortably in the end by playing really good defence. And defence, if you can keep them under 10 points, mate, you're going to win a test match. Simple as
Yeah,
that.
but Martin, if the All Blacks beat Argentina 17-10, well, would we be coming on this show being happy with that performance? No, we
That's
wouldn't.
our problem,
but
though.
It is an area
But
still.
that's our problem, though. And the Springboks have got it right. They accept that win. We don't.
Yeah, given our recent history, I'd take any win over Argentina at the moment.
Why don't we accept that? Why wouldn't we?
Because we're the All Blacks. Because we're the All Blacks.
Well, we're not, Mark. You know, since 2019, we haven't been the best team in the world. Okay, so let's just humble it up
now
a bit.
now. Now you're dumbing it down, Martin. That's the problem. Keep the expectation high. Tell the All Blacks it'll win, but we want to win well, mate. Keep it up that way. Keep the pressure on this team. Let them know what it means to be a damn All Black. That good is good, but it's 80%. We got to be not just good. We got to be brilliant. That's the All Black way, mate. Never ever lower that standard and expectation on this particular team whatsoever.